Good afternoon. This is PVTV. I'm Mitchell Russo.
And I'm Michaela Galloway. And our first story today is about Britain banning the trade of ivory. Britain outlined plans for a near-total ban on trade in antique ivory, owing to pressure from defenders who say that poachers are exploiting loopholes in the current regulations. Announcing the plan, Environment Secretary Michael Gove said the decline in elephant populations fueled by poaching for their tusks shames our generation. Britain currently bans sales of raw ivory but allows trade in carved items produced before 1947, and promoters warn that this legal market has been used as cover for trade in illegal ivory. Tesla chief Elon Musk says his company can solve Puerto Rico's energy crisis, solar panels, and batteries. Puerto Rico's electrical grid was severely damaged by Hurricane Maria, a Category 4 storm that made a landfall in the territory in late September. Less than 10% of the island currently has electricity. According to statistics published by a website maintained by the Office of Puerto Rican Governor Ricardo Rosola, Musk replied to a post on Twitter questioning whether he could rebuild Puerto Rico's electricity system using independent solar and battery systems. With the Tesla team that has done this many smaller islands around the world, there's no stability limit, so it can be done for Puerto Rico too.
While Hurricanes Maria and Irma have left Puerto Rico almost entirely without cell coverage, help may be on the way in the form of 30 balloons. Alphabet, the parent company of Google, has just been granted permission by the Federal Communications Commission to launch balloons from their Loon project over the Caribbean island. With 90% of Puerto Rico without cell coverage, the Loon project balloons would act as replacements for cell towers that were knocked over by the storm. Each balloon would hover about 12 miles off the ground and provide voice and data coverage for roughly 2,000 square miles. The coverage would be provided through local carriers. Imagine that you lost your wedding ring somewhere and you didn't know where to find it, especially if you lost over 5,000 miles away across the Atlantic Ocean. One woman realized that she had left her ring in the drawer of an apartment that they had rented in Rome, Italy. She sent a desperate message to the renter and hoped that the best. The entire flight back, she worried that she would never get it back, but she landed and received some good news. Her ring was found exactly where she said it would be. You'd think it would be easier returning it to America, but it wasn't. After a couple weeks of trying different shipping options, Sarah thought that she would ask social media for help. Though it seemed like a long shot, she asked her Facebook community and if they knew of anyone traveling to Rome. She heard that one of the response was from a woman who was actually flying back to Atlanta. The woman was named Emily, who was in Florence and offered to pick up the ring for Sarah. After multiple emails back and forth, the two were able to make arrangements after Emily returned from Italy. Sarah drove down to the young woman's apartment and gave her a bottle of Opus One as thank you for her compassion. Her ring was returned to its owner and reunited, and it feels so good.
A 7-year-old boy was hailed for giving up his prized possession in order to help Puerto Rican families affected by the hurricanes. He was rewarded for his kindness by his all-time favorite sports hero. Alex Ibarra is a huge soccer fan who owns a collection of 54 different jerseys, but this is one shirt that he treasured above the rest, and an autographed Christian Polasek jersey from the American Outlaws Oakland team. Ibarra had first gotten the jersey signed during the March World Cup qualifying in San Jose when he heard about the state of Puerto Rico following the hurricanes Irma and Maria. However, he donated the jersey to a raffle that would raise money for hurricane relief efforts. I'm raffling it off because I'm trying to raise money for the Puerto Ricans that don't have food and water. Puerto Rico is really important to me because they're one of our territories. While the 70-year-old junior capo wasn't donating the jersey for the praise or attention, the news eventually made its way to Christian Polasek himself. In recognition of the little philanthropist, Polasek recorded a special video of himself for Ibarra saying that he would send the youngster another signed jersey to replace the one he donated. He also said that he would be making a donation towards Puerto Rico relief efforts to follow Ibarra's example. The raffle ended up raising around roughly $3,300 for the Hispanic Federation UNDO's Disaster Relief Fund.
President Donald Trump said he would sign a measure to allow people from the United States to buy health care across state lines. They'll be able to cross state lines, and they will be able to get great competitive health care. It will cost the United States nothing, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office during a meeting with former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. After helping rescue the young woman that had just escaped her kidnappers, the 65-year-old man gave a $7,000 reward to the victim because she was a real hero. The teen had just escaped a nearby home and knocked on doors of several neighborhood houses without any luck. She swam across the lake and started trekking across Earl Melhart's field when he spotted her. Today we witnessed an incredible example of kindness, Alexandria Police Chief Rick Weifel said. Earl Melhart, or the man who made the call that everyone was waiting for, was presented with the reward money that had been offered by Sarah Block family, an anonymous source.
Not many people believe that cats can be trained, let alone play musical instruments or jump through hoops, but this is exactly what the amazing Acro Cats do. The Acro Cats are a group of 17 traveling feline performers who do shows across America. Their trainer and caretaker, Samantha Martin, says that she started the group in 2009 after she failed to pursue her dream of being an animal trainer for Hollywood movies, television. People started showing up in droves to see these cats, says Martin, and even though they sucked, I mean half of the tricks would fail or the cats would be really distracted, people just thought it was phenomenal. While airports are often sources of frustration with delays, gate changes, and other inconveniences, this guy earned a good medal for altering the mood with an impromptu show of song and dance. On Sunday, a gate agent at Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans, Louisiana, jokingly invited passengers to sing a song into the intercom. While the playful quip from the Southwest Airlines employee was meant to distract people from their impatience, one guy took it very seriously.
This Canadian easily makes the cut as the most accommodating barber in Quebec for the way he makes haircuts bearable for super sensitive children with autism. A recent photo of the good-natured barber, Franz Jacob, shows him down on the floor with Wyatt. The 6-year-old is hypersensitive, so having his hair touched can feel unbearable. His mom, Fauve Laferrene, told CBC's News Jacob's salon is the only shop where Wyatt gets the welcome and sensitive care he needs. Determined to get the job done, Mr. Jacob follows him around in the salon with his tools and kindness so he can finish the cut. As autumn approaches, some people might be getting excited over the reintroduction of pumpkin spices, lattes, but what is even more stunning are these massive sculptures made from the leftover straw of harvested crops. The creations are for the Wars Art Festival at the Yusuwaga Park in Japan because farmers are reluctant to let materials go to waste. All of the hay used for the sculptures are made from recycled rice straw.
Google on Wednesday introduced a new Pixel earbud that a company says are capable of real-time translation of conversations in different languages. A demonstration was given as Google unveiled a host of new products infused with the digital assistant smarts, which got people playfully referring to the Pixel Buds as an internet-age version of alien babblefish depicted in framed science fiction work Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Jax the dog has an actual job in the Scottish village of Portree on the island of Skye. He works at the local post office. He's an official stamp licker and gets a lot of attention from people who come in to mail letters. Some people just come in and give Jax a treat. He's been doing this for a year now, and he has been doing such a great job.
A professional car racer stopped in the middle of a race to avoid hitting a dog in the middle of the track. Somewhere on the middle of the road, the dog was sitting there, and the car stopped right before it hit him. And Carlos Matos, the victory of the race, he says he stands by his decision. Having 5 dogs of his own, he loves animals. and generally says he would do the same thing again, even if it meant defeat. Michael Jordan is donating $7 million to launch 2 family medical clinics in Charlotte communities. Jordan wanted to help kids in poverty in North Carolina. There will be 1 clinic built in Freedom Drive and 1 in the Statesville Avenue. Jordan says it will help provide a brighter future and a healthier future for the children and families the clinics serve.
Tom Brady's job may be stay cool when facing a tackle by an onslaught of 250-pound man, but this question from during a press conference caught the football player off guard. Brady, the Golden Boy quarterback of the New England Patriots, was talking to sports writers during Media Day in Houston, Texas, but a young fan who was attending as a guest asked Brady who he considered to be his hero. Visibly moved by this question, it took a little while before the quarterback could get the full answer out. He grew misty-eyed as he responded, "I think my dad is my hero because he's someone I look up to every day." It may have been a cheesy gesture, but Addison Russell is determined to make it up to a front row Cardinals game during Monday night's game. 21-year-old Andrew Goodermouth and his girlfriend Hannah Lucas had been enjoying some nachos when the Chicago Cubs shortstop went diving to a foul ball. Fortunately, Russell also plunged headfirst into the stands, right into the laps of Andrew and Hannah, upending the couple's lunch. Not only did workers at Busch Stadium immediately replace Goodermouth and Lucas' cheese-stained shirts with fresh apparel, but Russell also hand-delivered a fresh tray of nachos to the couple in between 2 of the innings. Additionally, Goodermouth got to take a selfie with the shortstop and post it on his Twitter account, which is now branded as Nacho Man.
Pet Parrot managed to place an online shopping order by mimicking its owner on a voice-controlled smart speaker. The Buddy Parrot ordered $10 set of gift boxes via Amazon's Alexa voice control system. The mystery order triggered an inquest of Caroline Prestia's house in southeast London, but after ruling out her husband and son, she figured out it was Buddy to blame after hearing him interact with the speaker. Users can shout out commands to the Amazon Echo speaker to access a host of services. It responds to the name Alexa. Buddy said Alexa and some gibberish, and the machine replied, "What is it you want to order?" So Prestia said she thought nothing of it until she got a notification that an order had been placed on some golden gift boxes. "I laughed out loud because I knew it was Buddy." Amazon said customers are asked to confirm purchase by saying yes, and the setting can be adjusted to turn off voice purchasing. Buddy is hilarious. We have a cat and mimics that too. He is such an attention seeker. When we go to bed, he says goodnight, his owner said.
Whenever autumn rolls around, consumers brace for the pumpkin frenzy to begin. Pumpkin foods, drinks, decorations, etc. Yet, for the one event for Boston, Massachusetts, however, propels the seasonal spirit to a whole new level. 31-year-old Christian Isley is being hailed for not only growing a 520-pound pumpkin, but rigging it for a voyage across the Boston Harbor. His notion to do something fantastic with the garden succeeded after he piloted the massive veggie fruit from Jeffers Point to the fish pier and back again on Sunday morning. "I just wanted to grow the biggest pumpkin I could in my backyard," Christian Isley told Steve Anair from the Boston Globe. "But I was just like, all right, I have got to do something with it. That's insane or fun." And I was like, that would be amazing if I crossed the harbor in a pumpkin. Well, the hollowed-out Bostonian squash only traveled about 2 miles per hour and made the entire journey in a little over an hour. The trip was mostly uneventful, but the intrepid pilot says that he was a bit nervous when his makeshift boat got caught in the wakes of passing yachts, yet remained seaworthy. Now that's what we call a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Thank you for watching. This has been PBTV with Michaela Galloway
And Mitchell Russo.
Have a great night.